There's a lot of turning obstacles into benefits for you. Trouble in paradise. The thing about relationships is that there's no such thing as some like perfect relationship where everything goes great. Hi Scorpio, Michele B. It's good to have you here. I'm about to give you your messages for love and money. Whenever you get this reading, that's when you were meant to get it. If it resonates with you, if it works with you, it's for you then. Doesn't matter how old or how long this video has been around. So going ahead and getting started. There's an energy of, I want to do something, but I can't. I want to do something, but I can't. Okay? So it's like this or that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Should I do this? Should I do that? It feels like you're already kind of busy as it is, but things aren't progressing as efficiently as you would like them to. So that's one thing that's kind of overarching everything. Is this like frenetic busyness kind of energy. But first let's talk about what you're leaving behind. Right now you're leaving behind the sense that you're not on the right track. You know that you're starting to get on the right track. You're starting to get a little bit of a handle on the direction that you want to be taking in all aspects of your life. So there's some clarity going forward on your path. It's not as foggy as it was in the past. And going forward, there's a lot of healing happening with the Temperance. There's a lot of turning your obstacles into benefits for you. Turning the challenges that you experienced throughout the past into something that helps you and helps other people. It's a transmutation card. You're turning the negative into the positive. I love that. Turning the negative into the positive. Now let's go forward and start talking about your money issues and then the money messages, and then we're going to work on the love stuff after that. So some interesting recurring themes happening in each of these different dynamics. A recurring theme that we're having in the money is this energy of having to take it a little bit slow, but still progressing nonetheless. The Hanged Man is about making a decision on whether or not, hiccuping my coffee, making a decision on whether or not to go ahead and move forward instead of being in a waiting pattern anymore. And we've got the masculine and feminine aspects of balancing the material, moving forward and actively mastering the flow of money, and also sitting back and allowing the money to flow through you, pushing and receiving. All right. So trying to figure that out. Oh, another thing that's going along with energy that's moving very, very slowly or not at all. We have the Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So overall, and there's the I'm impatiently waiting card. Overall, it's like you're doing stuff, but it doesn't seem to be gaining traction, and you're not sure why. And so you're like, okay, wait a minute, maybe the Four of Swords says maybe I should step back 4 steps. Step back 4 steps from what it is that I'm doing and rethink my plan so that I can work more efficiency. And the cards are like, absolutely, excellent idea. Take a minute to step back and consider what your challenges are and turn them into benefits. I was just reading about that in a book that I was just looking at the other day. That's interesting. Turning your challenges into benefits. What is holding you back and how can you use that to your advantage? Ooh, that's the key. And I don't know what your deal is, because there's a lot of people out there that are going to be watching this video. I don't know what your deal is, but that's the message for you. I'm getting that quite a few of you are either too much in the masculine or too much in the feminine when it comes to the material. So think about which one you are. Are you a person that pushes and pushes and pushes? Or are you a person that's the masculine? Are you a person that's always expecting to receive and you're not receiving fast enough? Are you a person that sits back and does your mantras but doesn't take action, procrastinates on taking action? Interesting, huh? Are we pushing or are we waiting, right? Or are you a person that's always doing, doing, doing and not having a plan as you're going forward and having a really hard time with the receiving part? When somebody comes up and wants to pay you, you're like, oh, no, 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 don't worry about it. Or you have a hard time charging your full worth. So these are also some important things to keep in mind. I'm going to scoot on over to your love messages and find out what you need to know over there. A major message that I'm getting with your love stuff is like, I have an old friend, kind of a godfather, that had something he would say whenever he heard that somebody was having a problem with their relationship. He'd say, "Trouble in paradise." And so that's something that's coming through here. Is like there's if you are in a connection right now, there's like some kind of trouble with it. Or if you're working on trying to build a connection, you're getting to know somebody, you're like, yeah, something's not right. So you're hanging out. But then stuff happens. Like, I really sense that there's some inferiority complex happening, either with you or the person that you're trying to connect with. One of you doesn't feel good enough, and it comes out as jealousy. Okay. And it's creating a worrisome kind of scenario. I have a Queen of Cups here. Usually you're associated with a King of Cups, but this could be you, or it could be your other person, could be a Cancerian kind of energy. It could be anybody, but they're like, why don't you show me? Either you or them are like, why don't you show me how much you care about me, because you feel inferior, or they feel inferior. They don't feel like they're good enough. That can be a pretty significant issue when it comes to relationships, because if you never feel like you're good enough, the other person can't ever prove to you that you are good enough. So either way, like, you can't prove to them how high value they are to you, and they're not going to be able to prove to you. That's an issue that Scorpio often has, is they want the other one to prove how important you are to them. That's something to keep in mind there. So we also have, once again, another recurring theme that we had from other aspects of the readings, the recurring theme of the Temperance and the Four of Swords being here, which is about turning your challenges into an overall benefit, but also rethinking your plan, rethinking what you're doing, giving it some time, giving it some space, so that you can consider whether or not this relationship or this connection is what's best. I'm definitely getting, don't rush into anything yet. Don't rush into making any commitments to anything. And there is some of you are going to have a dark night of the soul, where you're like really thinking about it, really worrying about it, and you're just like, hey, divine, please help me connect with what's right for me. Help me align with what's in my highest good, what's in the best interest of everyone involved. And you're going to hear, all right, it's time to let this connection go. But some of you might hear, it's time to allow yourself to fully commit to this other person. And that might help them feel a little bit safer in the connection, or that might help you feel a little bit safer in the connection. So I think it can go two different ways. We have the Wheel of Fortune being here, being like, what is most important to you? This or that. What is most important to you right now? And that's the direction that you've got to steer the course of your life. So what's important to you? The thing about relationships is that there's no such thing as some like perfect relationship where everything goes great all the time. Sometimes, like even in the best relationships, there are things that you don't really enjoy very much about the other one. If it's the case that you don't enjoy the fact that they go out and about and they're talking to other girls, or they don't like the fact that you go out and about and you're talking to other guys or whatever, that's something that's like, if each of you needs what you need, you can't take that away. You have to live with it if you're going to choose to be in the relationship together. So if it's worthwhile to you, the benefits that you get out of the relationship overall are worthwhile to you, then you're encouraged to make that commitment to say, I'm going to go ahead and stay with this person even when things are hard, because at the hardest, I still, even at the most challenging, I still get a lot out of the relationship. Or you could steer toward, this is the contrast with what is happening that I don't want tells me what I do want, and you make the decision and you go forward toward what it is that you do want, allowing what you don't want to fall away, allowing cycles to end, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is all about steering the course of your future, being a person that's in a relationship that is like, or a person that's in a relationship that's like awesome, or a person that's just like, I'm going to go ahead and try something. Oh, goodness. I'm going to go ahead and try something completely new. Did I not give you a good answer there, Scorpio? Listen to your heart. All right. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Whenever this card comes up, it's saying you don't have to figure this out all by yourself. You can ask for help. You can turn those hands away from your face like this and go like this and ask the universe, source, higher self, God. You can ask them, what is in my best interest? What is in the best interest of everyone? Please guide me in the direction I need to take. And then slow way down and listen to your heart. Now, when I do this, and I'm thinking of you, Scorpio, I'm embodying your energy, and I see lots of different directions that all of you are going to take, so I can't say which way to go. But in your heart, you know. That's the direction that you have to take. There's no other choice. You just have to do it. You have to make the best of it and go ahead and go forward. Make a decision, go ahead and go forward. This is where I'm going to leave off, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being subscribed, all the support that you give me and this channel. In the description box below this video, you'll find a link to my Instagram. You'll find a link to my tip jar if you love my readings. And you'll find a link to my booking page if you'd like a private consultation for your messages regarding for your messages in particular about what decisions to make in your relationships and in bringing more abundance, more money into your life. And with that, I'm going to say adios, adieu, arrivederci. I'm so silly. Totally an American, huh? All right.